Good morning. This is Cecil and Blues. Thank you for joining me for this Final Fantasy XIV video. Patch 3.57 released today. This patch is probably the last in the series of changes leading up to Stormblood's early access and patch 4.0. That's still a couple of months off, so let's take a look at what changes 3.57 brings to the game today. The grind involved in much of the Anima Weapon questline has been eased. Drop rates for luminous crystals have been increased, and you will now only need one of each to exchange for the astral nodules. This is a welcome change with so few people farming fates in Heavensward. The number of crystal sand received from exchanging items with Ulan has been increased to 2. The amount of treated crystal sand received from combining crystal sand with umbrite has not changed, but along with the previous reduction in the cost of umbrite, this step is much less of a brutal grind. The cost of singing clusters has been reduced from 150 tomestones to 80 tomestones. Those are tomestones of lore. Completing the weekly quest Seeking Inspiration now awards 18 singing clusters instead of 10. This is the quest to run leveling roulettes. These changes will make finishing an Anima Weapon before the release of Stormblood much less time-consuming. It's a perfect opportunity to gather a spare weapon for any alternate jobs you may have at 60. There may be another passive nurse for this questline when Stormblood releases, but for now, this is as good as it's going to get while the reward is still relevant for anything but its appearance. Other gear sources have also had their time gates removed. The weekly limit on Alexandrian gears received from Alexander, the soul of the creator, has been removed. Additionally, you will only require 4 gears to purchase a micro tombstone instead of 7. You will still require 10 Rowena's token of scripture, which is 1,000 scripture. The weekly limit on loot from Dun Scaith has been removed, along with the weekly limit on Mahaki shillings. Furthermore, players can now exchange a Mahaki farthing, penny, and shilling for the deepest gob dip, allowing them to upgrade Shire weapons from 260 to 270. With the removal of these time gates, getting a naked level 60 character equipped with 270 gear head to toe will take significantly less time. In Alexander Savage, the strength of the Echo has been increased to 15%. The notes don't specify, but I assume this is Alexander the Creator specifically. I was under the impression that Midas and Gordius already had their max Echo applied, but I could be incorrect on this. The notes simply say Alexander Savage, full stop. You will be able to use the Duty Finder to queue for Thoradin Extreme, Sephiroth Extreme, Nidhogg Extreme, and Sophie Extreme. There is a note about the Diadem that will affect players who discard their Mission Ceruleum after being matched but prior to entering the instance. They're on to your tricks, and you will incur a penalty for abandoning the duty. The remaining notes are a list of bug fixes. They fixed a bug that would cause players to get stuck in combat with the elementally amplified wind crystal that is sometimes found in the Diadem. They fixed a bug that allowed scholars to receive the effects of dissipation while also having a pet summoned by casting both spells simultaneously. They fixed a bug that allowed astrologians to prolong status effects that should not be able to be prolonged through creative use of celestial opposition. They fixed a display error on the item Lord Commander's Coat for Highlanders. They fixed a music cue error that was in the quest Mask of Grief. They fixed a pull-down menu that was found on the Spoilers Trader, and they fixed the spelling on a name in the credits. That should do it. Thank you for joining me today. This is a simple little patch, but players getting prepared for Stormblood should find these all to be welcome changes. You are still limited to 900 scripture per week, and you can only pick up one of the Proto-Ultima accessories per week, but otherwise, go to town. Gear what needs to be geared. Maybe they'll have some good news for us in the next live letter about where we can store all this gear. That live letter is set to air next Friday on April 28th. For now, I thank you for tuning in. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button. You can subscribe to be notified when new videos are posted. You can expect to see more Final Fantasy XIV related videos on this channel as Stormblood approaches. For example, next weekend we will have a live letter recap, and then we'll have various guides and news when Stormblood actually releases in June. You can also follow me on Twitter at itsboats. I hope that you have a great day.